Hello, one and all. This is my review of Dr. Stone, Chapter 136, Medusa vs. Science. And right off the bat, I gotta say, I am very happy Ibara survived being hit by a freaking car. And there's definitely a lot of debate in the community about whether or not he survived that. Like, oh, no, he's down for the count. Senku won the fight just by running him over. Okay, and others are saying, no, the fight can't be over yet. We still haven't used the drone. We need to use the drone. It's all, Chekhov's gun thing. If they show you a gun, at some point the gun has to go off. So if they build a drone, at some point they have to use the freaking drone. Thankfully, it all came into play in absolutely amazing ways, and I just love this chapter. So yeah, Ibara survived this because he's wearing seashell armor. Though I'm a little confused of exactly when he put that on. I mean, he's saying it was to protect himself from the projectile weapons, but he just found out about those weapons like 20 minutes ago. So he would have to put it on like right after he told Orochi to make a run to the center of the island to survive the petrification beam. So while Orochi was running to the center of the island, Ibara collected a bunch of seashells to put on him to give him protection unless any of the sorcerers came after him while Orochi was running. Definitely kind of a weird chain of events, but makes sense for this super cautious old man. Seriously, how old is Ibara? Because he is freaking jacked. I mean, he was the advisor to the chief when Soyu was a baby. Soyu was around, what, 15, 16 at this point? So he was already, like, the second most powerful person in the village 16 years ago. Imagine you have to be, like, 25, 30 to get that kind of rank. So at the very least, he's, like, 48 or 50, though when I first saw him, I thought he was in, like, his 60s or something. Honestly, not sure. Either way, he's a very strong old man, and very cautious. Oh, and he stabs Senku. That's should be a big thing. Definitely concerning, but didn't seem to play too much role in this chapter. So anyway, yeah, Senku manages to grab Medusa, and it looks like it's game over. He won, but right before he can give out the final order, he gets stabbed. Then Ibara is laughing like, this is it. This is our big triumphant battle. The two leaders of the village fighting mano a mano. Are you prepared, Senku? And then he looks over, he's like, he ran away, didn't he? Yeah, he ran away. What a freaking coward. I mean, Ibara is somewhat impressed, though, that Senku, ran into the trees where he's more protected because he can't throw Medusa without it getting stuck. And then Senku threw freaking acid at Ibara. I mean, Jesus. That was absolutely terrifying. And I just love how they did it because when I first saw that, I completely forgot, oh, right, they use acid to free the people from stone. And then Senku is brought to the edge of a cliff, and it looks like all is lost, and he gives his name. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first read this, oh, Senku Ushigami. I bet Ibara knows that name. I bet he knows the story, and he's like, wait a minute, you were that Senku? You're the son of the gods? Or something like that. But nope. And I didn't even freaking notice the fact that the freaking telephone was right near his mouth when he said that. I mean, oh my god. So much good foreshadowing in this chapter. So much good. And this is the moment where Ibara realizes, oh, I done effed up, ain't I? Because he's at Wave Break Cliff. The exact cliff where the battle between the sorcerers was supposed to take place, but didn't. And then we see Senku's entire plan. Because while he was busy, throwing acid at Ibara, he also threw nitric acid at Ryu, waking him up, and you just gotta love Ryu's go-getter attitude. He sees Senku running away, he sees that, oh, Senku is still holding the telephone. Which, oh my god, why didn't I realize this partway through the chapter, If Senku was really running away, he should have dropped the telephone. It's giving him no support, it's really heavy, it's hard to carry around. Why would he be carrying it around unless he was going to try to deliver a message to somebody? Oh my god, why did I not see that? Ryu ran over to Mose, grabbed the transponder, and Senku lined it all up. The next message here will be the go signal. And then Senku introduced himself to Ibara. He gave the order with a telephone right next to his freaking mouth. Again, how did I miss that? It all came together. The drone shot right up over the cliff, exactly as Senku planned it all out, thanks to Ryu's magnificent steering. And then Senku just calmly picks at his ear, while he's still bleeding quite heavily, as Ibara, just threw the beam of death at him. And all Ibara can think is, what manner of bird is that? And that's when he realizes this bird is a bird of science, a bird of sorcery. And Ryu catches Medusa. Oh, just applause, Senku. That plan was absolutely amazing, and seriously, the foreshadowing in this chapter was just freaking excellent. I mean, seriously, when Senku was going around throwing acid, I never thought to myself, wait a minute. Isn't acid what you use to break the people out of the stone? Because I was, so busy thinking, oh my gosh, Senku just threw acid at him and he deflected it. Wow. Oh my Jesus Christ, this is such a great chapter. I loved it. Alright, so now it looks like Senku's basically has the Medusa. I mean, he caught it on the wing of the drone, so at the very least it's gonna, be deflected and not hit him exactly. I mean, best case scenario, it seems unlikely, best case scenario is that they push it backwards over to Ibara so that he ends up getting petrified and Senku doesn't. I mean, that would just, game over right there. Otherwise, Senku is still in a bit of trouble because Ibara is a very strong old man. I mean, he already, gave Senku a pretty bad hit to the shoulder, which I'm kind of curious if that's going to play a role down the road. Like, if we ever see Senku shirtless, we'll see a huge scar on his arm or something. I actually don't think we saw any kind of scar on Ibara's hand, though, after he was shot like 3 chapters ago. I mean, I'm looking through it now, and I mean, it was his left hand that got hit. I don't even see a scratch on it right now, so that's a little bothersome. I mean, it's a small thing, I know. It's nothing in the grand scheme of making this chapter any less amazing, but it's just those little inconsistencies that bother me sometimes. Speaking of problems, I don't know, I feel like if Senku had rival fluid on him, he could have used it, go wake up Chrome real quick and tell him, alright, I'm gonna go fight Ibara, you're gonna go run back to the cave and make as much rival fluid as you can. In case I end up failing this or something bad happens, you can go wake up everyone else, and then you can, plan a second attack against Ibara. But, he was short on time, Ibara was, right behind him, so I do get why he went with this plan instead of that one. Really, though, just the calculation Senku would have to do. Running all the way to Wave Break Cliff, while lugging his telephone, while running past Ryu to make sure that he wakes up in time to get the drone all set up and everything else. That's, oh my freaking lord, that was absolutely amazing, and I really cannot wait to see this all animated. I mean, this is going to be absolutely amazing scene then. So, next chapter, like I said, best case scenario, they managed to get Ibara with the petrification beam right here and now. They just push over to him and he gets petrified instead. I'm actually kind of curious if it still works. I mean, the master told Kirasami to never use it over a large area, so it's possible that doing so broke it or fried its batteries or just drained the batteries so it won't be able to work again for a couple of days or weeks or years or something. I mean, it feels kind of weird to say this, but actually getting a device that can, petrify someone feels a little too easy at this point. I know they've done a whole lot to get here on this island. They've been here for, good 20, 30, 40 chapters at this point. Because, in, the grand scheme of things, they've been on, 2-3 weeks at this point on what people expect to be years and years long journey to go find the thing that they could use to save Tsukasa. And they've already found it, so very convenient. Imagine them coming back and everyone's like, oh, did you forget something? Did something go wrong? And they're like, oh no, we actually managed to go out, conquered an entire another village, way bigger than our own, and got a petrification device for ourselves so we can go save Tsukasa. I'm sure it was like this big, grand goodbye when they left, and we're like, wow, we're never seeing each other again. It'll be years before we return. And then it's like, nope, we're back. That's just insane. Alright, so yeah, that's why I think next chapter, either they're going to push over to Ibara to petrify him or it won't work, or something along those lines. And past that, I do think we're actually going to learn some interesting things. Kirasami was like a disciple of the master, so there's a good chance she knows something about the device, where it came from, where it originated, or something like that. And if not, there's that other person. The one they found on the ocean floor, they're like, oh, he's not one of us. She must have been someone petrified a long time ago, and couldn't even see her face or anything about her. I'm very curious who she is, how long she's been stoned, and maybe she'll know something that the others don't. I definitely think we'll find that out next chapter, the one after that. So let me think it all down below, which I think is chapter as a whole. Like I said, I think it's one of the best ones this whole series. Great use of foreshadowing. Be sure to like and subscribe to the next video, and until then,
peace.